He's coming back. In 1998, Disney took away a beloved character, two beloved characters, and closed an attraction that fans like you and me have been clamoring for 30 years to bring back. And on Saturday night at D23, Disney announced he's coming back. And I have the receipts because I filmed it with my camcorder in 1996. And it still works. Hey, all you cool kids and crazy cats. This is the OG Disney Cat telling you where it's at with all things Disney. And for those of you that have been watching my channel, you know I've been visiting Walt Disney World since it opened in 1972 when I was a little boy. In 1982, they opened EPCOT. And EPCOT is a park that I have seen change time and time again from when it first opened back in 1982. The park was a different place back in 1982. This was the layout of the land, and most of it is gone and erased. Some of the pavilions are there, some of the buildings might be called the same thing, but a lot of them are gone and a lot of them are erased. And this was a hard ticket that actually lets you re-enter the park. You needed physical tickets back then. There wasn't any magic bands. There wasn't any My Disney Experience app. You had to do physical tickets, pick up physical brochures, and walk the park. The park wasn't about the Fab Five when it opened. It wasn't about princesses. It wasn't about superheroes. It was about a big idea, a big, beautiful concept called the future. And the future was something to be excited about. At the heart of EPCOT, there were 3 rides in 1982 that were designed and there to signify that great, big, beautiful future, and it was something to be excited about. And those rides were Horizons, World of Motion, and Journey into Imagination with Dreamfinder and Figment. These 3 rides did not thrill you. They did not whoosh you off. They didn't launch you anywhere. They just made you laugh, made you think, and made you imagine what the future could be like. Let's start with Horizons. Now, if you never got to experience Horizons, and I'm sure for a lot of you cool kids and crazy cats, you weren't even born yet. So let me tell you what this ride was all about and what you missed. Well, what it did have was a promise of what the future was going to be. It was a slow, gentle trip through life and what it was going to be like in the future. Flying cars, cities under the ocean, farming in the desert, and you just floated through it all, watching it all. But here was the coolest part. It was one of the first rides where you actually got to choose the ending. You got to choose the story that you wanted. How did you see yourself in the future? Was it in a flying car? Was it in an underwater city? Was it farming in the desert somewhere? You literally pushed a button and it took you to that future. How cool is that? And I gotta tell you, even when I filmed this in 1996, Horizon still felt fresh and new and different. And I had been coming to the park, as you know, since 1972. EPCOT was a whole nother game, a totally different game. Horizons was more than just a ride. It was a whole idea inside of a building about the future. One building, and it said that the future isn't scary and you don't have to worry about it. You just have to live it. and be excited about it. Here's the saddest thing about Horizons. In 1999, for some reason, Disney stopped believing in it and stopped believing in the future that it promised. It knocked it down. It replaced it with a centrifuge rocket launch into space. And where Mission Space now sits, that was the home of Horizons, the epicenter of EPCOT and the future. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not here to bash Mission Space. I think Mission Space is a pretty cool attraction. Horizons was about dreaming. Mission Space is about survival. And to dream and to survive, well, those are two very different thoughts. Don't you think? So that was ride number 1, Horizons. So here we are. Ride number 2, World of Motion. Still sponsored by General Motors, who has sponsored all 3 versions of Test Track. But this was the original, the World of Motion. Now on paper, I get it. The World of Motion. Sounds pretty boring, right? The pavilion and a main attraction surrounding movement. I mean, it was really the history of transportation. But here is the genius.
After years of stumbling around, we launch a new idea. Our first safe highway, water. On land, our animal friends give us new freedom, and we test drive many new models. A revolutionary turn of events. The wheel. Now things really get rolling. It's fun to be free.
Back then, when Disney built parks and rides and attractions, always had music to go along with it. Because the music would be etched into your brain, and you would hear it and remember it over and over and over, and it made you appreciate the attraction even more. World of Motion made you laugh with a caveman while he was trying to invent the wheel. Test Track sped you through a barricade wall that looked like you were going to crash into, and you were outside going 60 miles an hour. And it feels like you're going 160 miles an hour. More importantly, it made you smile in a good way, and it was a family ride, so everyone can go. So now we have 2 rides down. Horizons, World of Motion. This is the one that people talk about the most. This is the one that I started this video with, that people like me and you and a whole lot of others have been clamoring for, the Dreamfinder and that little purple dragon Figment.
Oh, everything I collect can inspire amazing and marvelous new ideas. And you never know what kind of figment you may come up with. Oh, here's my favorite. 2 tiny wings, eyes big and yellow, horns of a steer, but a lovable fellow. From head to tail, he's royal purple pigment, and there, voila! You've got a figment of imagination.
Dreamfinder, I'm just right.
Not quite. I'll throw in a dance of time if you like.
So the Dreamfinder wasn't just a ride. It was a guy, a big guy. A big guy with a big beard and a big top hat. And he flew around in this whimsical blimp collecting thoughts and dreams. At the beginning of the ride, he creates his buddy, a figment of our imagination.
We all have sparks, imagination. That's how our minds create.
creation. And if you've been around as long as I have, and whenever you hear that, and even if you hear it in the current ride, it sticks with you. It's burned in your brain. It's right up there with It's a Small World, and it sticks. It was popular. There was a Dreamfinder and Figment meet and greet. The characters were very, very present and popular throughout the park. Really, they were the mascots of the park. Again, for some reason, in 1998, they stopped imagining and they closed it. They closed the ride. Dreamfinder, gone. And what came back was Figment and Journey into Your Imagination, but it was a totally different ride. The heart had been ripped out of it, and this Figment was not the same as the other Figment. Bring back the original. Bring the real Figment back. Bring Dreamfinder back. And then, at D23 on Saturday night, Tom Maslow came out and announced that the Dreamfinder is coming back. Come on, man, do it right after 30 years. 30 years! The Dreamfinder is coming back. We don't know what it's going to be. They didn't put a lot of detail behind it, but they announced it. It was the finale of D23. If you haven't seen it, go check it out on Disney+. It was a spectacular moment, and the world went crazy. The arena where they filmed it was filled with confetti. Everybody was going nuts, and social media lit up like a Christmas tree. All right, all you cool kids and crazy cats, thanks for being here. Please remember to like and subscribe, smash that notification bell, and if you've been here all the way through, why don't you drop this secret code in the comments. Let me know you've been here all the way through. Secret code for this video, 1 spark. 1 spark. Secret code. And as always, remember, everybody wants to be a cat, 'cause the cat's the only cat who knows where it's at. Thanks for being here. See y'all real soon.